film which you are about to see is an account of the tragedy which befell a Greek and a German, in particular Cake 21 and his invalid accomplice BlasterGirl. It is all the more tragic that they were able to exude such lies, deceit and hate upon others. They desired above all else to dominate everything that they set their eyes on. No one could have expected nor would have wished to see as much of the mad and vile acts that the Battlefront community were to see. The events of this tale would lead to the discovery of one of the most bizarre creatures in the archives of human history, the filthy Greek. To fully understand the story of the filthy Greek, or as others may call him, Cake 21, and how such a vile creature came to be, we must go back in time to 2017. You see, Cake was not the repulsive, crazed individual that the history books now know him for. Rather, he was a seemingly harmless, at times rash person who was a talented player within the spheres of the Heroes vs Villains Battlefront community. That description held true until the day Cake 21 joined a Heroes vs Villains clan by the name of A-Team ARC Troopers, AT-AT for short. You see, Cake prided himself as being the greatest Heroes vs Villains player of all time, and would not hear others threaten his birthright to being the best. Now, some would say this was a warning sign that this is someone who could cause future grief due to his impulsiveness, aggressive streaks, and need to be regarded as the best. This tale, like all others, does not afford the luxury of hindsight, but people within the clan knew he was a ticking time bomb, and that if left unchecked could spell bad news. However, no one could have predicted nor foreseen the events that would transpire, not even Cake himself. We must now look back into the past to understand this wretched tale of the filthy Greek.
Hello, how are you? You see? I am from America, in New York. I don't know what did you say about Cake 21. What is this? I don't know. Listen me. Okay, I'm not Cake 21. I don't know what is this guy. I didn't play with this guy. I don't know what did you say to me. Okay, because if you want to speak, okay, my friend, you want to speak. And you know that he's not the best player because he never have the best skill streaks in online. This never happened, my friend. Okay, my friend, my friend, my friend, my friend, my friend.
As mentioned earlier, Cake joined a Heroes vs Villains clan by the name of AT-AT during the autumn of 2017. This clan was an up-and-coming competitive team which made their debut in the latter half of that same year. Cake was among the lineup for many of the major clan events during this period, but was always followed by the dark shadow of his unrelenting urge to be the best. However, a crucial part of this tale involves a player in AT-AT who went by the name of Gotham's Reckoning. He was highly regarded among the clan and the majority of the community to be the greatest Heroes vs Villains player of all time. This, as you can imagine, did not sit well with Cake. In fact, From the day Theo Cake joined that clan in the autumn of 2017 until his departure in the summer of 2018, every time someone referred to Gotham's Reckoning as the finest player in the community, Theo Cake would be drove into a mad rage which would take hours or even days to mitigate, even with others by his side calming him down. This pure lust for infamy and valour cost Theo Cake everything. His friends, clan membership, and eventually his sanity. This jealousy and greed to be the greatest of all time overcame Theo, and this sparked a series of events which could not be undone. The fuse was lit and the clock was ticking. The conceptual ticking time bomb that was Theo Cake 21 was lit, and emergence of the filthy Greek was imminent. This marks a major point in our tale as we now reach. To set the scene and gravity of the course of events that would unfold, we need to recount the impact after Theo Cake's transformation to the filthy Greek. Theo Cake 21 was fed up with others not recognizing his self-righteous superiority, and after many arguments he told everyone that he was done with the game and was retiring altogether. This was indeed a lie, and one of the filthy Greek's first acts, as he had no intention of leaving Battlefront at all, nor did he want to, as he had been scheming to join a rival clan of AT-AT to get his revenge and deceive us all. This betrayal marked the start of a new era plagued by the menace that was the filthy Greek. When Theo Cake was exposed for backstabbing his former clan, he retaliated miserably by pointing the finger at the clan for backstabbing him by exposing his lies and deceit to others. This is unfortunately where Theo Cake's invalid accomplice BlasterGirl enters our tale. You see, BlasterGirl was a member of this rival clan named STAR Killers, and her own greed to be regarded as the best perfectly aligned with Theo Cake's. This was a match made in hell, as the two would go on to be the most infamous pair of conniving, scheming half-wits the Battlefront community would see to this day. BlasterGirl was the filthy Greek's staunch defender and would help him on command whenever her saviour needed support. She was twice the age of Theo Cake, yet twice as gullible, as she white-knighted Theo Cake as a perfect human being and likened him to, of course to Theo Cake's liking, the greatest Heroes vs Villains player of all time, which somewhat satisfied Theo's ego. You may think that Theo Cake had reached, by this part of the tale, rock bottom, but you would be mistaken, as the remainder of 2018 until the end of 2019 would mark Theo Cake's most fiendish, vile and unhinged acts in the Battlefront community. He would go on to carry out a series of catfishing individuals into facing him by assuming different identities and personas, such as when the Greek would impersonate a New Yorker from the United States and blackmail countless people to do something for him, or he would upload videos of them being beaten on Battlefront to fulfill his own need for harmful intent and self-reinforcement. His most crazed act would be blackmailing a member within his former clan, AT-AT, a mistake he would later regret due to being exposed. However, this was part of his plan, as the end goal was to defeat the greatest player of all time, Gotham's Reckoning, who had beaten Theo twice, yet Theo had never beaten him. You see, initially one of the clan members fell victim to his catfish, but not to his blackmail, as Theo wanted to bribe the clan member into getting Gotham's Reckoning into a 1v1 with him, and beat him so he could finally be regarded as the best. This never happened, and Theo Cake was exposed as the clan member would unearth Theo Cake's fake identity. From this point onwards, he would keep switching sides like a snake in the grass by attacking the same people he befriended within days or even hours. He even went as far as to beg forgiveness of old enemies just to deceive them again and again. BlasterGirl went as far as to defend Theo in some detail, where she painted the picture that he was bullied and that he was a victim of the very people he terrorised. Like the Filthy Greek and many others in this story, she came to a deserved end when push came to shove. BlasterGirl was caught up in the same actions she defended and was baited into a 1v1 and blackmailed. A grown mother had wept and cried from the same actions she refused her confidant, Theo Cake, committed. As for the Filthy Greek, between 2019 and 2021, Theo Cake had pledged to defeat his former AT-AT clan, yet every opportunity he got, be it with Deathwatch or other clans, he always got cold feet and never participated. The short answer to this would be fear of losing. The final nail in the coffin for the Filthy Greek was cast when Theo Cake made excuses, such as going into retirement or going on holidays to his family, for not participating in the BCL Hero Sees Villains 1 vs 1 tournament final. The Filthy Greek had shed his skin for the final time, and thus it was only a matter of time before he was killed or captured. By this part of the tale, Theo Cake had inflicted much of his damage, and had not many options left to resort to in releasing his anger and hate upon those who he felt disrespected him. Instead, he now vents his frustrations through the medium of YouTube, with childish videos which could barely be called content that aim to amuse none other than himself. The lies and deceit which were so easily fed upon by others worked no longer, as more and more people saw through the malicious facade. The majority of the Battlefront community got over Theo Cake and his delusions. The community had set themselves free of his grasp, and the attention Theo Cake had sought and fought for so hard over the years dissipated until there was nothing left. There were a few spineless individuals, such as Labyrinth of Deathwatch or BW Gamer of Dark Fate, that would try so desperately to pick up the broken pieces of Theo Cake, like rats to a chunk of cheese, but failed to ignite what once was. For all intents and purposes, the Filthy Greek that plagued the community for so long had finally been extinguished. Looking to the future, It is difficult to say what will eventually become of what we now call the broken shell of the filthy Greek TUK21. One thing is certain, he will forever be obsessed with the idea of being the best. That much is sure. However, some say he will live out the rest of his days on Battlefront until he is the last player on the game and thus eventually become the last, but the greatest player on the game. Time will tell if he fulfills this prophecy, or will he dedicate the rest of his days to shady, egotistical dealings and behaviour as seen in this story. And now we conclude the tale of the filthy Greek. To this day, never has there been such a hateful, despised, and frankly disgraceful figure in the Battlefront community that even compared to the likes of TUK. Although some would say that his invalid accomplice, BlasterGirl, meets or even exceeds the filthy Greek's level of scum and villainy. At present, TUK enjoys his time mostly alone, save for the few times he is surrounded by those who are either misinformed or have no knowledge of his dark past, are morally grey enough to not care, or have been manipulated to be part of one of his next schemes.
Bye bye! Bye bye! Bye bye! Look my
Make the video, bro.
There you go.
I'm begging you, make the video. Okay? Do it. Do it. Everyone can see. It's so sad, bro. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay, my friend. My friend. My friend. My friend. My friend.